My name is Emma. I am 22 years old. I once loved a boy named David. He was my happiness, my best friend, my whole world. We met at a small coffee shop. Day by day, our love grew stronger. We talked about dreams, about forever. I believed we would never be apart. I believed nothing could break us. But sometimes life has other plans. One sunny afternoon, David asked me to meet him. He looked different, worried, not like his normal self. We sat at our favorite table. He held my hands and said, "Emma, I have something to tell you." I smiled and said, "What is it, David?" But inside, I felt a little scared. He took a deep breath. Then he said, "I got a job in another city. I have to move next week." For a moment, my world stopped. I could not believe what I was hearing. I tried to smile, but my heart was breaking inside. "But what about us?" I asked, my voice shaking. David looked down. "I do not know, Emma," he said. "I need this job, but I do not want to lose you." Tears filled my eyes. I felt like someone had taken away the ground under my feet. "You are choosing the job over me?" I whispered. David's face turned pale. "No, Emma, I am doing this for us," he said, but his words felt far away, like a soft echo. My heart was screaming, but I stayed quiet. I could not stop the tears anymore. We sat there, both silent. The world around us kept moving. But for me, everything had stopped. Finally, I stood up. I wiped my tears and said, "Maybe we need time. Maybe we need space." I waited, hoping he would stop me, hoping he would say, "No, Emma, stay." But David stayed silent, sitting like a statue. With a heavy heart, I turned and walked away. Each step felt like I was leaving a piece of my soul behind. I did not look back. I was afraid. If I looked back, I would run to him again. As I disappeared into the crowd, tears fell down my face. I whispered to myself, "Goodbye, David. I will always love you." That was the day. My heart broke into 1,000 pieces. That was the day I lost my first love. But deep in my heart, a small hope stayed alive. Maybe one day, love would find us again. Maybe, just maybe, we would get a second chance. After David left, my world became quiet, too quiet. No more messages in the morning. No more walks in the evening. No more, "I love you" before sleep. I tried to smile, but my heart felt heavy. Everything reminded me of him. The coffee shop, our songs, even the sky. Sometimes I looked at my phone, hoping to see his name, but it never came, not even once. I told my friends, "I am fine." But inside, I was broken. I missed him every single day. One night, I sat alone in my room. I opened our old photos. We looked so happy, so full of love. Where did it all go? I whispered. Tears ran down my cheeks. I held the photo close and cried. "David, why did you leave me?" But I knew the answer. He left for a better life, for his future. He wanted success. He wanted to grow. And I wanted love. I wanted us. Maybe we were not ready. Maybe the timing was wrong. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. I tried to move on. I joined art classes. I met new people, but no one could take his place. At night, when the world slept, I still thought of him. His voice, his smile, his last words. Maybe we need time. Maybe we need space. Those words played in my mind again and again. Was he hurting too? Was he thinking of me? Sometimes I wish to see him just once, to look into his eyes and ask, "Did you ever love me? Do you still think of me?" One evening, I walked by our old coffee shop. I stopped. My heart raced. So many memories lived there. I did not go inside. I just stood there, watching the door, waiting, hoping maybe, just maybe, he would walk out. But he did not. The world was moving. People were laughing, talking, living. And I stood still, lost in the past. I knew I had to be strong. I had to let go, even if it hurt. But letting go does not mean forgetting. It means choosing peace over pain, choosing to love yourself, even when love leaves. So I took a deep breath. I looked at the sky and whispered, "Wherever you are, David, I hope you are happy." And for the first time, I smiled just a little. Maybe love comes back. Maybe it does not. But my heart still believes. If it is true, it finds a way. Maybe this is not the end. Maybe this is just the pause before something beautiful. It had been one full year, one long year without David. Life looked normal, but something inside me was still missing. I smiled. I laughed. I worked. But at night, I still thought of him. Does he remember me? I would ask myself. I did not hear from him, not even once in 12 months. No message, no call, nothing. I thought he had forgotten me, moved on, started a new life, maybe met someone new. One Saturday morning, my friend Sarah called me. "Emma, there is an art fair in the city today. Let's go." I said yes. I needed a break, something to make my heart feel alive again. We reached the fair around 11 a.m. It was sunny. The sky was blue. The place was full of people. There were paintings, music, food stalls, happy faces all around. But my heart felt quiet. I was smiling, but not from inside. Then something happened, something I never expected. I turned to look at a painting of a mountain, and I heard a voice I knew very well. "Emma?" I froze. That voice, it was him. Slowly, I turned my head. It was David, standing there, right in front of me. Same soft eyes, same warm smile, but a little different, a little older. My heart started beating fast, very fast. I did not know what to say. I just stared at him. He stared at me too, like time had stopped. He took a step forward. "Emma, it's really you." I tried to speak, but no words came out. Only tears filled my eyes. I smiled and whispered, "David." He looked nervous. I came back 2 weeks ago." He said, "Why didn't you call me?" I asked softly. "I was scared." He said, "I thought maybe you moved on." I shook my head slowly. "No, David, I never forgot you. Not even for a day." His eyes were full of emotions. "I missed you, Emma, every day. I wanted to talk to you, but I didn't know if you wanted me anymore. I wanted you to fight for us." I said, trying not to cry. "I know, he said, holding back his tears. I was wrong. I thought success would make me happy, but it didn't. I was empty without you. People were walking around us, but we did not care. It was like only we were there. Then he slowly held my hand. Emma, is it too late? I looked at his hand, then into his eyes. No, it is not too late, I whispered. We stood there, hand in hand, hearts beating together again. I did not know what the future held. I did not know what would happen next. But in that moment, I felt hope again. Maybe love really does return. When it is true, when it is strong, it always finds its way back. And my heart said, this is not the end. This is the second beginning. After meeting David again, my heart felt full, but my mind was full of questions. We started talking every day. He would call me in the morning. I just wanted to hear your voice. And I would smile and say, me too. We walked in the park. We laughed at small things again. It felt like a dream, a beautiful dream. But deep inside, I was scared. Was this real? Could we truly be together again? Or was it just the past, pulling us close? One evening, we sat at the riverside. The sun was going down. The water was golden. Everything felt peaceful. David looked at me and said, Emma, I have something to tell you. I looked at him, nervous. What is it? I asked softly. I got a job offer in another country. He paused. They want me to move in 2 weeks. My heart dropped. What? I whispered. It's a big opportunity. He said, but now that you are back in my life, I do not know what to do. I felt like crying, but I stayed quiet. He looked into my eyes and said, I love you, Emma. I really do. But I also worked so hard for this dream. I nodded slowly. I know, David. I understand. We both sat in silence. Only the sound of the river was around us. He held my hand gently. Tell me, what do you want? That question hit me hard. What did I want? I wanted love. I wanted a future with him. But I also wanted him to follow his dreams. I looked at him and said, David, I love you too, but love is not about stopping each other. He listened quietly. You should go, I said, trying to smile. Go and chase your dreams. But what about us? He asked, eyes full of pain. I took a deep breath. If our love is strong, it will survive, even from far away. He squeezed my hand. You are the most beautiful person I have ever known, Emma. Tears rolled down my cheeks. And you are the only man I have ever truly loved. That night, we hugged tightly, as if we wanted time to stop, as if our hearts did not want to let go. But life had given us a test, and we had to be strong. I watched him walk away that night. Not forever, but for now. I whispered to the stars, please bring him back to me one day. Even though my heart was hurting, I was proud. Proud of him. Proud of us. Proud of the love we had. Sometimes love means letting go, so that one day it can return even stronger. And I believed if he was mine, truly mine, he would come back. 2 years had passed. Yes, 2 long years without David. At first, it was very hard. I missed him every day. Some days I cried. Some nights I could not sleep. But slowly, life moved forward. I focused on my work. I helped my mother at home. I read books. I even started painting again. Still, every time I saw a couple walking hand in hand, I thought of him. Every time I heard the name, David, my heart felt heavy. But I did not give up. I kept smiling. I kept hoping. And deep in my heart, I still believed if our love was real, he would come back. One rainy afternoon, I was sitting in a cafe near my workplace. The rain was tapping on the windows. The air was cool. I had a cup of tea in my hand. I looked outside and saw people running with umbrellas. Suddenly, my eyes stopped. Someone was standing under the tree, wearing a blue jacket, holding a small red box in his hand. He slowly walked toward the cafe door. I could not believe it. It was him, David. I stood up, my heart beating so fast I could hear it. He walked inside, completely wet from the rain, but his eyes, they were shining, full of love, full of hope. Emma, he said with a soft voice. Tears filled my eyes. David, is it really you? He nodded. I came back, forever this time. I was speechless. My hands were shaking. I finished my work abroad, he said, smiling. I did everything I needed to do, but something was missing. What was missing? I asked in a whisper. You, he said, stepping closer. My home, my heart, my peace, all were with you. I covered my mouth with my hand, crying softly. I waited for you. I never stopped. I know, he said, and I never stopped loving you. Then he opened the small red box. Inside it was a ring. Emma, I do not want to wait anymore. He knelt down on one knee. Will you marry me? Everyone in the cafe gasped, watching quietly. My heart felt like it would burst. I smiled through my tears. Yes, yes, David. He stood up and hugged me tightly. The whole cafe clapped. It felt like a movie, but it was real. We sat down, holding hands, smiling. He said, I never stopped thinking about you. Every day, every night. I replied, now you are here, and I am never letting you go again. That day in that rainy cafe, love found us again. Not a new love, but a stronger one, a tested one, a real one. We had waited, we had cried, but in the end, we had won. Sometimes the heart needs time, but true love always finds its way back. And now, I was no longer just Emma. I was Emma with David by my side, forever.